How's it going, guys? All right, so we are back here with another article concerning this time a new mystery disease. Oh, fantastic, my favorite. All right, so a virus first discovered in 2015 has just claimed its first victim near Alaska's largest city. An unidentified immunocompromised man died from Alaska pox in late January. He lived in the woods of the Kenai Peninsula by himself, and it's unclear how he contracted the virus. Alaska pox, from the same genus as smallpox and monkeypox, was discovered in 2015 in Fairbanks and is more common in small mammals. This is the seventh human case overall, the first outside of the Fairbanks area, and the first to lead to death. Sounds pretty interesting. You gotta wonder if he actually got it, normally, or possibly somebody gave it to him. Oh, God forbid we say that, but all right. So, all right. In September, the man noticed a tender red bump in his right armpit and was prescribed antibiotics according to the Alaska Health Department. He kept experiencing fatigue and pain in his armpit and shoulder and was finally hospitalized by November 17th. After transferring to a hospital in Anchorage, he complained of neuropathic type of burning pain. Oh, fantastic. That's great. Additional testing from the Centers of Disease Control revealed it was Alaska pox. He was only the seventh person confirmed to have had it. He died from malnutrition and kidney and respiratory failure last month. Though it's unclear how he got it, it's possible he contracted it from a stray cat. Right, okay, yeah, a stray cat. All right, and had been that he had been caring for at his house. The cat was known to hunt other small mammals. It tested negative for Alaska pox, but it could have been carried in the virus in its claws. All right, so I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, go ahead and let me know in the comments. But I'm calling BS, man. I like at this point, after everything we've gone through, it is really hard to see something come out like this and be like, yeah, okay, that happens. That's normal, And trust me, I'm right there. I do believe that there are going to be illnesses that pop up, and it's unfortunate. But man, my trust for the system has just been eroded to the point where I immediately just want to call BS, man. Let's be real. So we're gonna go ahead and scroll down here and go ahead and keep reading. So health authorities say the man reported being scratched by the cat in his armpit about a month before the rash began. The case is significant because most of other small Alaska pox infections have been mild. The man probably more vulnerable to the infection because he was immunocompromised due to the drugs from his cancer treatment, authorities say. Man, what a perfect situation for this to get inside somebody and then start to spread, right? All right, so people should not necessarily be concerned, but more aware, said state epidemiologist Julie Rogers in an interview with Anchorage Daily News. So we're hoping to make clinicians more aware of the Alaska pox virus so they can identify the signs and symptoms. All right, so that's, like I was saying, kind of hard to believe any of it, but here, this next article I've got for you guys, it's a real gem. So let's combine that last article with this one, okay? So, passenger dies after blood erupts from his mouth and nose mid-flight. That is terrifying. I'm not gonna lie. I cannot imagine how traumatized everybody on that plane was when the blood just started spraying from every orifice in his body. That's like movies. I mean, it's just unbelievable, right? So, all right, so let's go ahead and get into this here. A man has died in the middle of a Lithuania, so I can't say that word, flight from the Thailand to Germany after coughing up liters of blood. A fellow passenger said, liters of blood, okay? We're not talking like he coughed up a little bit of blood here. I mean, we're talking like as if he was vomiting, but also from his eyes, nose, mouth, and that includes every orifice, boys and girls. Downstairs, don't forget about that. So, okay, so people were left screaming in horror as they watched a 63-year-old collapse to his death. It is understood that the traveler, who has not been named, boarded the plane in Bangkok, visibly ill before condition deteriorated dramatically while in the air. Huh, Bangkok, huh? Interesting. Interesting location for that to have spawned out of. Pretty population dense. I mean, if that takes over and goes out of control, we're gonna have a real serious problem here. So, he died in front of his wife after getting on the flight to Munich just before 12 a.m. on Thursday. And that is so terrible that I can't imagine my wife having to go through that. It was absolute horror. Everyone was screaming. Karen Missfelder, who was also on the plane, told Swiss German outlet Blick she recalled the man got on with cold sweats and was breathing much too quickly before people rushed to help him, taking his pulse and offering him tea. The passengers said the man lost liters of blood, and the walls of the jet were also covered in red splatters. Unbelievable. So Miss Missfielder said staff kept up their attempts for about an hour, but it was clear the man could not be saved. His body was then carried into the galley of the plane as the captain announced the death. The plane is understood to have returned to Bangkok, where the passengers were rebooked on another flight. So you mean to tell me nobody was quarantined? Just, no big deal. Guy vomits out liters of blood. Completely normal. Nobody needs to be quarantined. Let's just go ahead and get you guys back on the next plane to your destination. Let's hope there's not an incubation time, right? If there's an incubation time on that, like 20 days, just imagine how crazy that hemorrhagic fever is one of the most nightmarish ways to go out. Okay. So let's just pray that it does not spread. I would be more concerned about this one than the Alaska pox one, just because of the terror that it's going to instill in everybody if this does go down, right? So, all right. So she stood there all alone, apathetic, and had to endure all the formalities. She added. Metro.co.uk has contacted the airline for a comment on the incident. So yeah, I mean that's scary, man. I mean, COVID. If we have something like that happen, it's gonna make COVID look like nothing, right? And everybody's so skeptical on believing any of this stuff at this point. So if it does happen, man, a lot of people could have their guards down and just not believe it. I mean, I know a lot of people that aren't going to. They're going to call BS on the government, and it's just going to get out of control. But hopefully, it doesn't come to that. I mean, who knows? Maybe it's contained, and we're not going to have to worry about that. But that will be it, guys. Have a good night or morning, whatever, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing.